My name is Abdul Waheed, as Mrs. Ma introduced me, and I have worked for Aramco almost 40 plus years. It's a long journey. I left the company as maintenance reliability consultant. I have been working in the inspection of gas turbines, in the installation and commissioning of gas compressors, centrifugal pumps, and the gas plants. And then finally, I landed in the last few years of my career in the office, and I was doing some consultancy jobs. So that's about me. The title of the presentation is Journey Towards Operational Excellence. It's a journey, it's a continuous movement, it never stops. Excellence is a habit. We'll talk more about that. मैं इंशाल्लाह और बात करूंगा. कोशिश करूंगा कि आज की मैं गुफ्तगू में उर्दू का इंट्रोडक्शन जरूर रखूं. Unfortunately, the environment I have been working, we always talk to the people in English, and please forgive me for that part, but I will try to improve myself. If you First of all, we will talk a little bit of if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So everything goes about planning. And in today's session, a lot of legwork has been done by Mr. Jawad in coordination, planning this event. So a lot of planning goes through this. So quickly, we'll talk about types of knowledge. Now here it's a knowledge sharing session. It's something we hope that everybody will learn and take away some knowledge, some information, some knowledge which they can apply in their home organization, whichever organization, whatever business role they are doing right now. The whole intent is to make sure that वो knowledge लेके जाएं और knowledge को इस्तेमाल करें. दो टाइप्स की नॉलेज होती हैं. एक यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन, एक एक्सप्लिसिट नॉलेज है और एक टैसिट नॉलेज है. हम सब स्कूल्स में, यूनिवर्सिटीज में, कॉलेजेस में पढ़े हैं अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. तो एक्सप्लिसिट नॉलेज इज द नॉलेज व्हिच यू कैन रेफर टू द बुक्स. यू हैव गॉट बुक्स, लाइब्रेरीज, ऑनलाइन, lots of resources are available to make sure that knowledge is available to you. That is called explicit knowledge. Tacit knowledge wo hoti hai which you learn through experience. You learn through your own mistakes, and every mistake you made in the life or in your professional or practical life is an opportunity for improvement. So that is tacit knowledge. I will try my level best to share my tacit knowledge also, which I gained it, and the intent is to benefit the people. Logon ko fayda ho. Let's talk about what is knowledge, and we will talk about a little bit more about data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. Knowledge है क्या चीज? Capability gained by experience है. जैसे experience के बाद आपको knowledge मिलती है. It's a capacity of effective action. अगर आप उस knowledge को apply ही नहीं कर सकते तो that knowledge is useless, unfortunately, and it's richer than data and information. मैं क्विक एग्जांपल यहाँ पे आप लोगों को बताना चाहूँगा, शेयर करना चाहूँगा कि डेटा और इंफॉर्मेशन क्या. I used to travel a lot on the plane, so let's talk about a simple example कि लाहौर से एक फ्लाइट जाती है कराची, and that flight, the flight number is PK303. I'm just quoting. I want everyone to understand that. हर आदमी इस बात को समझे. तो अगर मैं किसी से बात करूंगा it's a PK303, तो it's a data. It doesn't make any sense to anybody. A lot of people जो उन्होंने traveling नहीं की है, उनके सामने मैं बात करूंगा PK303, so that doesn't make any sense to them. लेकिन if I tell them no, it's a flight which is being operated between Lahore and Karachi, तो वो कहेंगे हाँ जी ये MPI की flight है जो कि लाहौर से कराची जाती है. तो एक data has been converted to information. हम अपनी professional life में lot of times talk about something which will be difficult for the recipient to understand. The data to information. जवाब साहब थोड़ा background noise आ रहा है. If you can mute somebody's mic. Data and information को connect करने के लिए simple सी example यह है कि now we know that the flight PK303 means an information. It's a flight we operated by Pakistan International, which is going from Lahore to Karachi. Now, if I look at that information and I look at the historical information, and I had to catch another flight, connecting flight from Karachi to another part of the world, तो मैं एनालिसिस किया कि दिस इज ऑफनली लेट. Historically, it's late. For example, it's 30 minutes late or 40 minutes late. And the next flight, I have a margin of, let's say, hardly 1 hour flight to catch a flight from Karachi to the other part of the world. So I will never take a risk to take that flight. I always keep a margin. Now I have a information which is converted to knowledge by looking at the information at a higher depth. मैंने उस information को drill down किया और देखा कि वो flight मेरे लिए बहुत risky हो गया. तो मेरे लिए ये knowledge मुझे मिल गया. I have got that knowledge कि that flight could be a risky flight to take the next flight, which is to other part of the world. And so I will not take that risk. So I can apply that knowledge to make certain decisions in my personal life. And eventually those decisions will have more and more refined stage, and then that will be converted to wisdom. So data, information, knowledge, and wisdom is the pyramid which takes us. A lot of people have got surface information. I always say information is nice to have it, but please convert that information to knowledge. Have that knowledge, because knowledge is power. Ladies and gentlemen, knowledge is power. So build your knowledge, and it's never too late to learn things. I was talking to Mr. Jawad. The knowledge starts, the learning starts from cradle, ends at the grave. So Umar ka amal dakhal nahi hai. We can always learn better things and apply them in our life. When information is applied, it becomes knowledge. Let's talk about a little bit of paradigm cycle. I will talk about very, very briefly. We all live in our comfort zone, and we all believe that those comfort zones are the best way of doing things. And that primarily is our beliefs. हमारा यकीन होता है कि हम जो कुछ भी काम कर रहे हैं, जिस तरीके से भी कर रहे हैं, वो बेहतरीन अमल है, वो बेहतरीन काम कर रहे हैं. तो वो हम बिलीव करना चाहते हैं और उसकी हम प्रैक्टिस करते हैं. और उसी प्रैक्टिस की वजह से हमारा बिहेवियर, वी बिल्ट अवर बिहेवियर्स, हाउ वी behave because of our beliefs. कि हमारा यकीन हो जाता है कि जो हम काम कर रहे हैं, चूंकि उसमें हमें नाकामी नहीं होती किसी भी वजह से, तो हम सोच लेते हैं, अपने दिमाग में एक चीज बिठा लेते हैं कि वो पैराडाइम जो है वो बिल्कुल ठीक तरीका है. That's our comfort zone. That is the best way of doing things, and that will lead us to our behavior, how we behave because of their beliefs, and that behavior will draw results. अगर मुझे सुबह जल्दी उठने की आदत नहीं है, तो that is my behavior. अगर सुबह मुझे जल्दी उठने की आदत है, and I can accomplish a lot of things in the early part of the morning, so that behavior will take me to the expected results. It all depends on the behavior, and behavior is driven by the paradigm, what I believe, what I see, and what I have been groomed up. अगर कुछ लोगों को जल्दी उठने की आदत है, तो they will wake up early the whole life till they die. So this is a quick example of behavior. So if you want to drive results in your organization, अगर आप organization में जो भी काम या जो भी role कर रहे हैं, if you're a part of sales, you're a part of maintenance liability team, you're a part of management, you're a part of any sort of member in your team who would expect to drive some result, आपके superior आपसे चाहते हैं कि आपको, तो you have to look at your paradigms, you have to look at your assess your behavior, and then lead to the results. With this, I would share a quick quote. The significant problems we face cannot be solved with the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. बड़ी आसान सी बात यह है कि हम अपनी मुश्किलात का खुद ही इजाफा करते हैं और फिर उनसे खुद लड़ते हैं, और वो we fight against our own monsters. हम अपने monsters खुद ही बनाते हैं और उसके ऊपर फिक्स करने की कोशिश करते हैं. So the first thing, people have to think out of the box. हम सबको सोचना है, हम सबको जो भी रोल अदा करना है कि क्या इससे बेहतर तरीके से काम हो सकता है, क्या किसी और ने, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. आपको wheel को reinvent नहीं करना. You just have to learn from others' experiences. And one of this objective, the intended objective of this webinar is to make sure people are interactive and learning from each other. And the second important thing, then we'll go to the operational excellence part. It is more important to do the right things than to doing things right. हम believe करते हैं कि हम चीजों को ठीक तरीके से कर रहे हैं, लेकिन नंबर 1 क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या हम वो ठीक चीजें भी कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं. क्या हमारे जो काम हम कर रहे हैं क्या वो ठीक काम है कि नहीं है, कि हम जो भी हमें काम दिया गया हम उसे ठीक अंदाज से कर रहे हैं. So it's important to do the right things rather than doing the things right. Excellence, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act. आज अगर हम कोई अच्छा काम करते हैं तो we do not claim that it's an excellence. It's an habit, and habit is created by doing things repeatedly, by changing our paradigms, by changing our beliefs, and taking it to action. So with this knowledge of excellence, now let's talk about the core of the today's presentation: operational excellence. Operational excellence hai kya basically? It's a buzzword. It's something which came in the industry and everybody talks about operational excellence. It's a set of integrated and aligned processes, practices, and procedures. It's the important thing is the alignment. We must do things in line with the organization requirement. अगर मैं कोई ऐसा काम कर रहा हूँ जो कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से अलाइनमेंट नहीं है तो आई एम नॉट एडिंग ए वैल्यू टू द अलाइनमेंट. Instead of I'm not an asset to that organization, rather I'm a liability to that organization. I'm a burden to the organization. So it's important that we must be aligned with our organizational mission, objectives, and strategies to ensure that we can deliver what we are expected to do. हमसे जो उम्मीद की जाती है वो हम डिलीवर कर सकें. जो भी रोल हमारा है उसमें हम डिलीवर कर सकें. इसके लिए हमें प्रोसेसेस चाहिए कि क्या तरीका कार होना चाहिए. फिर उस तरीके कार पे हम अमल करते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रैक्टिसेस. प्रोसेस can be a step by step, a procedure basically, which will help you to understand, which will help us to build a common song sheet. It's important कि हम सब एक ही तरह की हमारे पास एक कागज हो, एक रिटन डॉक्यूमेंट हो, ताकि हम एक ही तरीके से उस काम को कर सकें. दैट इज कॉल्ड. और अगर वो काम बेहतरीन तरीके से हो रहा है तो हम उसे बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस कहते हैं. So operational excellence is basically a set of integrated and aligned processes. It's something you really want to make sure everything what you are doing in your industry is towards excellence. Everybody is knowing about that practice. Everybody is adopting that practice. For example, housekeeping. Normally industries में housekeeping उस वक्त की जाती है जिस वक्त कोई safety inspection हो. We should rather make it as a life, as a way of life. हमारी जिंदगी का एक मकसद है कि हम सुबह उठें, हमारे ये काम है और उसके मुताबिक हम जिंदगी गुजार रहे हैं. तो इस could be, तो we can have an operational excellence. मैं जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करता था वहाँ एक ये कोई मॉडल इस्तेमाल किया गया था. I'm going to share with you guys. We have got focus areas. For example, reliability is our focus areas. Excuse me. A focus area is reliability. Enabling element is asset management. Asset management will allow you to, proper asset management will allow you to lead towards reliability. Expectations kya hai? How do you measure it? You must have a set of KPIs, key performance indicators. आप अपने बॉस के पास जाके ये नहीं कह सकते बॉस मैं बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ, आप मुझ पे ट्रस्ट करें, आप मुझ पे बिलीव करें. नो, इट हैज टू बी ड्रिवन थ्रू सम बिजनेस रिजल्ट्स which are measured through key performance indicators. आपके पास एक ऐसा यार्ड स्टिक हो, एक ऐसी मेजरिंग स्टिक हो जिससे आप मेजर कर सकें, जिससे प्रूव कर सकें कि ये काम बेहतरीन तरीके से हो रहा है. And we'll talk more about KPIs and stuff like that. Processes, it's a collection of activities for outcome. एक चीज को हासिल करने के लिए जिन स्टेप्स से मैं गुजरूंगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रोसेस. सो वी हैव गॉट अ प्रोसेस. एक्सपेक्टेशंस, हमसे क्या उम्मीदें लगाई जाती हैं. यानी देयर इज एक्सपेक्टेशंस फ्रॉम दिस वेबिनार आल्सो. सो फॉर एग्जांपल मिस्टर जवाद विल आस्क यू फॉर फीडबैक. हमें ये जरूरी है कि हम आपसे फीडबैक लें और पता करें कि क्या ये आप तक जो मैसेज पहुंचाया गया ये आप लोगों को समझ आया, क्या ये आपकी जिंदगी में, प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में, आपकी प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में बेहतरी लाई जा सकती है. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड एक्सपेक्टेशंस. एनेबलिंग एलिमेंट्स हैं एसेट मैनेजमेंट, जैसे मैंने आपसे, इट्स वन ऑफ द एनेबलिंग एलिमेंट्स एंड विल टॉक मोर अबाउट एनेबलिंग एलिमेंट्स. Again, because I was groomed in Aramco, and Alhamdulillah, so we will talk about, these are the 13 elements we were using, the enabling elements for the operational excellence. Operational excellence is not just a name, it's a platform. It's a platform, it's a collection of things where you have to do things in the best possible manner in order to get the best results. At the end of the day, what matters is the results. You need to put all your efforts and then ask yourself, am I producing the expected results or not? So enabling elements, we had 13 elements in Aramco, which is leadership and accountability, customer focus. I'll go through all those things very briefly. We're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about a little bit of asset management today. Leadership and accountability, it's important that the leaders are groomed and they are accountable. And they have been given written responsibilities and accountability procedure, which is called internal audit, external audit, which would raise the accountability part. Customer focus, how much satisfied we are customers, how are we meeting the customer requirements, what steps we have planned for the customer to improve us in the future. Human resources are the most important integral part of any organization. We are all human beings, alhamdulillah. Allah Ta'ala ka shukr ehsan hai ki hum sab, Allah Ta'ala ne hame ashraful makhluqat banaya, and we believe that human resources are the people who can make or break the organization. So invest on the human resources, appreciate them, reward them, recognize them, and train them. And there is a big difference between training and learning. We really want to make sure that we go towards learning part rather than training. There's an old saying that you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make him to drink water. So we really want to encourage people, engage them towards the learning exercise rather than training exercise. Asset management is very important. Companies and the organization have got the assets. Unke paas machines hai, plants hai, and they have invested money on their assets. At the end of the day, what a company would like to have it is to have a return on their assets to maximize their profits. That's the very simple mission statement of any organization in the world. They would like to maximize their profit in the safe, efficient manner. And we'll talk about process management. It's how the process, this is industry process. This is something how whatever industry, if you're working in a paper industry, cement industry, oil and gas, we have all processes. And how do we manage those process management? And then we'll talk about financial resources, how the financial resources are managed, how do we monitor them, where are we spending monies, and how are we spending those monies. So these are all part of the enabling elements towards operational excellence. And external services, every company, जो भी company में आप काम करें, उसमें internal services होती हैं और कुछ आप externally hire करते हैं, outsource करते हैं services को. So how do you manage those external services? What are your expectations from the vendor? How do you monitor their services? How do you set up your KPIs, policies and strategies? What are your company's policies and strategies? Policies and procedures, strategies आपने company में बनाई है, because everybody would like to excel in the future. So how do you address those issues? Then very important part in the organization is document management. It's very, very important. How do we document those things? For example, हम आप लोगों से feedback लेते हैं, feedback की request करते हैं. We are going to document those things. We are going to ensure that our next webinars would be better than this one. So document management is one of the key things. Then again, change management. I don't know whether we have got a clear concept of change. We always deploy a change. We always try to do things better. In the industry, we'll try to modify an equipment. We are trying to modify a machine. We are going to apply that change. But how do we manage that change? How do we monitor that change? How do we make sure that that intended purpose, जिस वजह से आपको वो change deploy की गई है या जिस रीजन की वजह से आपने वो चेंज डिप्लॉय की गई है, क्या वो चेंज आप हासिल कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं? तो दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू हैव टू हैव अ सिस्टम. Then you should have a risk management. How do you mitigate your risk? I'm sure there are inspection services, there are preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance to manage those risks. important part which we learn, which I learned in an organization, if you have to have innovation, you have to think out of the box. You, in order to change your behavior and paradigm, जो हमने अभी पहले बात की थी, you have to be innovative. You have to be part of that culture to come up with the new ideas. No idea is a bad idea unless otherwise proven. Learning and continuous improvement, and then we all have a corporate social responsibility. That's an important part. आजकल COVID-19 है, अल्लाह सुब्हान ताला हम सबको इससे नजात दिलवाए, लेकिन we have a corporate social responsibility is to make sure we play our role. There is a social responsibility. So we had a procedure and the processes to fulfill the corporate social responsibility. आज का आपको ये इतने सारे टॉपिक्स 13 टॉपिक्स आई नो पीपल विल बी गेटिंग बोर्ड आउट ऑफ दैट बट आपको बताने का मकसद ये था कि ऑपरेशनल एक्सीलेंस इज जस्ट नॉट अ वर्ड it's a platform. It's something we really want to make sure that every aspect, every ingredient is there to make sure we can deliver the best. It's not only you fix your equipment to the best of your knowledge or you have the reliability, then you have the operational excellence. It's an overall framework which will lead you to operational excellence. So I hope everybody will understand. Last not the least is we always plan things, then do things and check them and adjust them. It's a part of dimming cycle of continuous improvement. You plan certain things, आप plan करते हैं कि इस तरीके से काम किया जाएगा, जैसे आज का webinar plan किया गया. Then we'll do it, we'll execution that part. Then we'll do a check, and then for the next webinar, we'll do some adjustment. So it's a part of the continuous improvement. And this is called OE cycle. Now we have got a break, I believe. Spot on.
Yes, thank you very much. बहुत शुक्रिया अब्दुल वहीद साहब for facilitating us so far. अब तक के लिए जो अभी हमने अब तो सुना है, लर्निंग की है, तो I will suggest कि अभी हम थोड़ा discussion panel open करते हैं. We have some very good people, very senior engineers here अपने webinar के अंदर मौजूद हैं. So I'm unmuting you all, dear participants. Meanwhile, if you have any question or suggestion, I think I will ask you one by one. तो अगर आपका कोई question करना चाहिए मेरे सबसे पहले और काइंडली मेक श्योर करें बिफोर आई स्टार्ट क्वेश्चनिंग कि आप अपने अपने जो माइक्रोफोन है वो म्यूट रखें. अच्छा, मुझे ये भी सबको म्यूट करना पड़ा है, तो काइंडली आप लोग अपने अपने एंड पे कीप योर माइक्रोफोन म्यूट. When I will call your name, you can unmute your microphone at that time. Junaid Iqbal sahab, you have any question? Then we have Abdullah Nasir sahab. Any question so far?
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.
जी सर.
वालेकुम सलाम.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है एसेट मैनेजमेंट के हवाले से.
जी जी.
जब सर हम एसेट मैनेजमेंट की बात करते हैं तो हम उसमें एसेट मैनेजमेंट की फाइनेंशियल के हवाले से भी बात करते हैं या कि जिस तरह प्लांट में एसेट मैनेजमेंट की जाती है मेंटेनेंस के हवाले से.
ओके.
जैसे लाइक हम ईआरपी सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करते हैं, उनको एसेट ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड करते हैं किसी भी प्लांट को.
Abdul Waheed sir, this is a question by Junaid sir from Century Paper Mill. Can you please respond him right now, or we can just answer all the questions at the end?
No, this is a very good question. I really अपना encourage, मैं बड़ा encourage करता हूँ कि सवालात होने चाहिए. It doesn't matter कि सवाल किस किस्म का हुए हो, and I'm obligated to answer that question. अगर मैं किसी वजह से आपके सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे पाया तो we promise you will put that question in the parking lot ताकि हमारी credibility और integrity रहे. अच्छा, आपका सवाल ये था जुनैद साहब का कि एसेट मैनेजमेंट के बारे में, और इफ आई अंडरस्टैंड करेक्टली कि इसमें फाइनेंशियल पर्सपेक्टिव भी देखते हैं कि सिर्फ मेंटेनेंस के बारे में बात करते हैं. करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग जुनैद साहब, दिस इज व्हाट योर क्वेश्चन.
जी सेम क्वेश्चन है सर के जिस तरह हम एसिड्स की डिवीजन करते हैं प्लांट पे,
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल करते हैं।
तो उसमें हम एसिड नंबर के अगेंस्ट हम अपने मटेरियल एश्योरेंस होती है उसकी कॉस्ट एनालिसिस वगैरह करते हैं।
जी
तो
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। और इसी तरह आपको टाइप्स ऑफ मेंटेनेंस में भी एनालिसिस करने होते हैं कि आप रिएक्टिव मेंटेनेंस में कितना पैसे खर्च कर रहे हैं, आपका प्रोएक्टिव मेंटेनेंस कितनी हो रहा है। इट्स ऑल पार्ट ऑफ द कंप्यूटराइज्ड मेंटेनेंस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम या ईआरपी जैसे आपने कहा। जैसे आप, वी आर नॉट हियर जस्ट टू, इट्स ए वेरी काइंड ऑफ कॉमन थिंग इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। हम उन ईआरपीज की जो कैपेबिलिटीज है उनको 30% से ज्यादा नहीं इस्तेमाल करते। इन्हीं आपके पास एक अच्छी गाड़ी है और आप उसको, उसमें 5 गियर्स हैं, इफ यू आर ड्राइविंग दैट मैनुअल ड्रिवन कार, तो आप पहले गियर से दूसरे गियर पे नहीं आ रहे। तो ईआरपी में ये एक सहूलत रखी जाती है, कोई भी ईआरपी हो उसमें, कि आप कॉस्ट ड्रिवन फाइनेंशियल पर्सपेक्टिव भी उसको एनालाइज करें कि आप एक मशीन पे कितने खर्च कर रहे हैं। क्या आप उस स्टेज पे तो नहीं पहुंच गए जहां पे हम कहते हैं कि मशीन इज बियॉन्ड इकोनॉमिक रिपेयर, आप पैसे खर्च कर रहे हैं, it's time to replace that machine, or it's time to upgrade that seal or a bearing, whatever you are doing it. So analysis, financial analysis is also very very important, and it's the key part towards any organization. Remember, जैसे मैंने आपसे गुजारिश की थी कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का वजूद जो है, the existing of the organization is to drive profit. वो ऑयल एंड गैस हो, वो सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री हो, वो पेपर इंडस्ट्री हो, कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो, द इंटेंट इज to drive a profit, to make it a profit center rather than a cost centers. So in order to do that part, yes, definitely the answer to your question is yes, we should have, it's a part of the asset management enabler, it's a part of the process and a procedure, and then we develop some KPIs, financial indicators also हम develop करते हैं ताकि हमें पता चल सके कि are we maintaining those assets in the optimal cost or not. हम
थैंक यू
खाली
सर।
ठीक कर रहे हैं. I hope I have answered these questions.
यस
Thank you very much, sir. Junaid sir, I believe that you got the point. We have a question here from Mohammed Hassan Shehzad Saab. Hassan, your mic is unmute. The question you have sent to me, you have a liberty. आपको आप यहाँ पे पूछ सकते हैं वहीद साहब से directly. He is listening you.
जी जी बताइए।
Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम सलाम।
My question is, we just started this department as Operational Excellence Department, and it's a very beginning of this sort of concept in our organization. So, considering the maturity, initially, what strategy I should focus as Operational Excellence Manager, because this field is very vast and it comprises of so many complex tools, depending upon the maturity of the organization.
Good, very very good question. I appreciated that. You are absolutely right. आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं कि operational excellence is a sea. It's a very vast. और हमेशा एक सवाल उठता है कि हमने कहाँ से शुरू करना है. The first thing we always talk about people and people. लोग आपके, क्योंकि people are the most important part. We don't want कि हम एक magic word इस्तेमाल करें कि जी हमने company में operational excellence initiate कर दिया या we are trying to adapt it. The first number one step is you really want to develop a document. You really want to develop a manual of your operational excellence. You really want to look at all the enabling elements. And first part, you may start with the leadership and management. उनकी expectations क्या है? How do they foresee the implementation of operational excellence, and what are the focus areas which they really want to see it, because alignment is the key part. And आपका जो भी process हो, it has to be a written process, और उसमें सबसे पहला जो काम होगा वो आपकी awareness होगी across your organization. It's important. People have to be engaged, people have to be on board. So as a manager, if you are assigned for operational excellence implementation or launching, the first thing you would do it, you really want to get people on board. आप छोटे-छोटे groups उनके बना दें at every level, in the unit level, yeah, at the shops level, trying to let everybody know that operational excellence is nothing new. It's nothing new. Don't be scared. खौफजदा ना हो कि कोई नई चीज इंप्लीमेंट हो रही है. इट्स समथिंग वी रियली वांट टू रिफाइन, कि हम चीजों को रिफाइन करना चाहते हैं थ्रू डॉक्यूमेंट, थ्रू KPIs, की परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर से, ताकि हम इस सक्सेस को, अपनी कामयाबी को हर आदमी के साथ शेयर कर सकें और हमारी कामयाबी जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की वो विजिबल हो. एक शॉप फ्लोर पे जो आदमी काम कर रहा है उससे लेकर अप टू द हाईएस्ट लेवल इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, द CEO ऑफ द कंपनी. So everybody can see that, and the intent of operational excellence is to ensure whatever we are doing it, they are properly documented and we have a common understanding. जी बताइए.
Sorry, thank you. It's clear.
I hope I have answered the question. So the bottom line is you need to start with the shop's floor. You need to start with your workforces.
Thank you. Hassan, can you tell me the name of your company? आप किस organization से हैं?
Yeah, I'm basically attending this session from Saudi Arabia, and I'm working in Al-Kifa Paper Product, which is a packaging company. So I'm based in Lhasa.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a participant here, Mirza Muhammad Nabil. Mirza Muhammad Nabil, let me find you. Okay. आपका माइक्रोफोन अनम्यूट है अभी. इट्स योर टाइम. प्लीज गिव अस योर शॉर्ट इंट्रोडक्शन और आपका जो क्वेश्चन है प्लीज शेयर करें अब्दुल वहीद साहब के साथ. मिर्जा मोहम्मद नबील साहब.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम वहीद साहब. First of all, I would like to thank you for conducting this wonderful webinar. Starting with introduction, I am Mirza Muhammad Nabil, and I am currently working as a shift manager in Friesland Company Agro, Pakistan, with the previous history in maintenance planning and process engineering. Starting with my questions, I have a few suggestions regarding the 13 elements you have shown. Does this also include the sustainability part? And because in management and accountability, the management behavior part is quite obvious. But what about management infrastructure? Because if you follow all these 13 elements for the operational excellence, but there is no sustainability in the coming time, then all the efforts will definitely be not that much fruitful. Like developing the skill matrices, developing the complete comprehensive succession plan for the people working there. What are your suggestions about that, sir?
I'd say it's an excellent question. I understand sustainability. I didn't go to the details of these 13 processes, 13 enablers, but every enabler has got a portion of sustainability, every portion. We do not want to make it a song of the day कि आज हमने बात कर ली है और उसके बाद फिर हम सब किसी और मौजू पे चले जाएं. In order to have a consistent approach, which will lead us to sustainability as the key part. Otherwise, मैं आपकी बात से एग्री करता हूँ कि हमें किसी चीज का फायदा नहीं होगा. तो आंसर करना है. To answer your question, sustainability is a part of every process, and we will talk a little bit more about that. मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि किस तरीके से आप sustainability को maintain कर सकते हो. One of the primarily you can do it through your key performance indicators and having a performance management system to ensure कि आप जो कुछ भी काम कर रहे हैं इसको sustain करें. Otherwise क्या होगा कि अगर आपकी एक एफर्ट आएगी, it will produce some results and then it will walk away through like a Panadol effect. जैसे आपने Panadol खाई, सिर का दर्द खत्म हुआ और उसके बाद sustainable. So you really want to apply the root cause analysis to address all the causes which are pulling those organizations down. So address and do the defect elimination. Not the मैं हमेशा बात करता होता हूँ, एक छोटी सी बात करूंगा कि symptoms and facts में फर्क होता है. Don't treat the symptoms, always treat the facts in order to gain the sustainability. So sustainability is a part of the sub process which is under those enablers. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Very well explained. In moving towards, I have one more question. You have very vast and huge experience in operational excellence. I won't like to take the names of the excellence approaches, but there are different approaches that are currently existent in the world. One is the pillar approach, in which you have 5 or 6 pillars like autonomous management, preventive maintenance, focused improvement. This is one approach being, you can say, adopted by one of the biggest organizations in this world. And then there are other approaches like you can say the direct cost cutting approach. So in your experience, which approach is most effective for the organization? Because in my personal experience, if you go for the pillar approach, that is the Japanese, you can say, the methodology, if you go for the excellence, the cost will follow. But I have seen there are a number of companies who have initiated that, but ended up in the things like they don't have any kind of benefit in the cost or something like that.
This I have seen those pillars. अभी जिनसे आपने सवाल पूछा था, आई एम सॉरी, उनका इसमें ग्रामी क्या था? जवाब साहब, आपका माइक म्यूट हुआ है.
Okay, maybe you can hear me. Mirza Nabil, Mohammed Nabil was the question asked.
मिर्जा साहब, बड़े अच्छे सवाल आपने पूछे. Let me explain to you कि operational excellence is something called a big platform of things. ये depend करता है कि if you are talking about operational excellence in only the field of maintenance and reliability, then those pillars, what you talked about, that I've seen those pillars, people really want to focus. The thing is this, how do you foresee that operational excellence? We are at the platform of IRCM, which is Institute of Reliability Centered Maintenance. But having said that, I was, the intent was to give you a bigger picture, and then it can be further, those 5 pillars are residing actually in our sub-processes. We have got those 5 pillars. We have got those, what you call it, reliability centered maintenance. We have got predictive maintenance, and everything is driving, at the end of the day, what it's driving is operational excellence to maximize the profit of that organization. Agar hum, or every process, the important thing for you to understand is that every process and a sub process. We already talked about high level, those enablers. I haven't talked to you about 4 processes or 5 processes under sub processes under each of those enabling elements. And then each sub process has got the key performance indicators. It's trying to ensure that whatever we do it, we are actually implementing. That's the key part. If we are not implementing that part, that's a waste of time of the organization and the waste of the time of the person who's implementing. So at the end of the day, remember we talked about organization should be a result-based organization. So there are elements, it depends how far you want to take that treatment of operational excellence. If you really want to confine yourself towards only for operational excellence in the field of maintenance reliability, then go for those 5 pillars approach. We will talk about those 5 pillars also in the coming webinars, but you can have those 5 pillars. But the intent is to give you a bigger picture of operational excellence, and then pick and choose the area according to your subject matter expertise, and then work or your business role, and then go from there. So it's important to understand the operational excellence is not about those 13 elements or those 5 pillars. It depends how far you wanted to take the treatment of operational excellence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I think we can take a last question, and you can quickly respond to that. Then we can continue with the session, because we just have 3 minutes left for the Q&A session. We have a question from Mr. Abdullah Nasir. He is from fertilizer sector. Your mic is unmute. It's up to you now.
Assalamu alaikum. Waheed Abdullah Nasir from FFBL Karachi. Actually, my question is actually कि हम अभी जैसे बात कर रहे थे एसेट मैनेजमेंट के अंदर कि एक इक्विपमेंट के ऊपर हम जो कॉस्ट इनकर कर रहे हैं फॉर इट्स मेंटेनेंस, उसको हम ये देखें कि क्या हम उसकी वर्थ से ज्यादा तो नहीं कर रहे। तो बट कई दफा ये बात सुनते हैं, लेकिन इसको हम क्या एसेट मैनेजमेंट में कहाँ किन टूल्स के थ्रू हम इसको कर सकते हैं कि क्या उस इक्विपमेंट की जो है हमारे प्रोसेस के अंदर वर्थ है, और जाहिर है ईआरपी के थ्रू वी कैन सी के हम उसके ऊपर क्या मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट करते हैं। तो व्हाट आर द टूल्स के हम उसको यूज करके उसकी वर्थ को और इन द प्रोसेस हम उसको कर सकते हैं।
Thank you very much. This is a good question. First of all, आपके दो क्वेश्चंस हैं इसमें। एक तो आपने देखना ये है कि आपके पास जो ईआरपी सिस्टम है उसमें आपके पास एक फील्ड है या उसमें प्रोविजन है कि आप उसकी मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट को कैप्चर कर रहे हैं। अच्छा, एक बुनियादी कॉन्सेप्ट में सब लोगों को देना चाहता हूँ कि कोई भी एसेट लगाया जाता है उसकी एक बुक वैल्यू होती है, एक बुक कॉस्ट होती है, और उसके बाद डिप्रिसिएशन प्रोसेस स्टार्ट होता है, उसकी एक बुक वैल्यू होती है। I'll give you an example of your car. Your car is an asset to you. It has got a book cost. जब आपने गाड़ी खरीदी 4 साल पहले खरीदी या 2 साल पहले या साल पहले, तो एक उसकी बुक कॉस्ट थी, and then over the years it started to depreciate that. Then it is called book value, and then you have a maintenance cost. Whatever you are spending on that asset is a maintenance cost. And then at the end of the day, the question comes in, is it an asset beyond economic repair? Is it worth to keep that asset, or it is the time to upgrade that asset or to change that asset? Yes, it's a part of the operational excellence, but it comes under CMMS, Computerized Maintenance Management System, or if you are having a CMMS as part of your ERP system, then it comes over there. In my experience, we were using SAP system, which was part of the which were a part of that ERP system, SAP. Now, so it is important that you must capture the maintenance cost and write a procedure to identify your bad actors and those assets which are beyond economic repairs. And then in your information management system, you can probably come up with a methodology or a strategy to address those bad actors. I hope I have answered that question.
Yes, thank you very much. We have a few more questions. Mirza Nabil साहब, I will request you कि हम ये जो question answers हैं इनको अभी कंटिन्यू करेंगे after the next module. एक दूसरा मॉड्यूल है ऑपरेशनल एक्सीलेंस का भी, जो कि अब्दुल वहीद साहब कैरी ऑन करेंगे आफ्टर दिस. So we will be having a 20 to 25 minute session, the remaining presentation. उसके दौरान मैं आपके साथ एक लिंक शेयर कर रहा हूँ मैसेज के अंदर, तो यू ऑल कैन लीव योर फीडबैक. आपका आज के वेबिनार के हवाले से क्या फीडबैक है, आप क्या समझते हैं, आपका कोई राय है इस बारे में हमें दीजिएगा. यही वाला सेशन रिकॉर्डेड वीडियो जो है हमारे YouTube के चैनल पर भी अपलोड होगी, तो यू कैन वॉच इट लेटर एज वेल. कल हमारा अगला वेबिनार प्रोग्राम है इंट्रोडक्शन टू APA स्टैंडर्ड्स, एंड देन वी हैव एवरी डे एटलीस्ट 1 or 2 webinars. So we'll be having these webinars all through the month of May. ये मई में जब देयर इज लॉकडाउन और प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, कुछ इंडस्ट्री ओपन है पार्शियली, कुछ नहीं ओपन, तो वी हैव प्लान टू शेयर आवर नॉलेज एंड एक्सपर्टीज. जो हमारी तमाम टीम है जिसमें अब्दुल वहीद शेख साहब हैं, डॉक्टर अनिसुर रहमान हैं, डॉक्टर फैसल साहब होंगे, देन वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग टीम, जो हमारा जितना भी पूल है, दे ऑल विल बी हैविंग वेबिनार्स. तो हमारी वेबसाइट है www.ircm.com.tk. आप काइंडली वेबसाइट पे जाके वेबिनार्स पे क्लिक करें और यू विल बी हैविंग अ फुल लिस्ट ऑफ वेबिनार्स जो इस महीने के अंदर हमारे फ्री सेशंस हैं. So I think if Abdul Waheed Saab is free now, we can go back with Abdul Waheed Saab to continue the session.
Thank you very much, Jawad Saab. These are lovely sessions, and I would like to thank you and appreciate all those participants who are bringing those smart questions. Thank you, which will keep me active. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's up to you for the next 20 minutes, sir. The session, module part 2, you can carry on with that.
Okay, we talk about a little bit of asset management. I mean, अगर आपको याद हो कि हमने 13 enablers की बात की थी operational excellence में, and one of the enabling element was asset management. अब इसका एक मैं प्रोसेस की आपको एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ जो हमने प्रोसेस डेवलप किया था. प्रोसेस नंबर 4 था, जो कि उसमें उसका टाइटल था सेफ, रिलायबल एंड एफिशिएंट ऑपरेशंस एंड मेंटेनेंस. Efficient, underline word, operation and maintenance. We really want to make sure we are efficient in doing our things. This process should address the following expectation: manage operation. How do we manage our operation? Inspect our assets, maintain our assets, and decommissioning them. Once the asset is retired, has gone through its life cycle, we need to decommission those assets. तो इसमें आपको बहुत सारे सवालों के जवाब मिल जाएंगे कि asset management is one of the enabling elements जो कि operational excellence के साथ connected है. And इसके under we have sub processes, and the sub processes is 4.2, which I'm just sharing a title with you. And there's this written process which addresses the responsibilities, role and responsibilities, and the outcomes, and a set of key performance indicators. Anything what we do has to be measured. Are we doing really in the most effective and efficient manner or not? अगर हम उन चीजों को effective and efficient manner में नहीं कर रहे, तो we are not leading towards excellence. So it's important, and everything has to be documented. Everything has to be properly written, explained to the people who are doing the job. बड़ा important काम होता है जी, जो सबसे ज़्यादा challenging part है operational excellence का, is to explain the expectations to the people who are actually doing the work. तो इसमें मैंने गुजारिश ये करनी थी कि मैनेज ऑपरेशन, इंस्पेक्ट एसेट्स, मेंटेन एसेट्स, जिसमें फिर हम सब प्रोसेस में बात करते हैं कि इज द एसेट इज बियॉन्ड इकोनॉमिक रिपेयर और नॉट, और वी कैन कीप ऑन स्पेंडिंग मनी, और वी आर देयर टू जस्ट फिक्स द एसेट रिगार्डलेस व्हाट इट कॉस्ट. नो, ऐसा नहीं होता, बल्कि एवरीथिंग हैज टू बी मॉनिटर्ड केयरफुली टू मेक श्योर दैट वी आर अ प्रॉफिट मेकिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. अच्छा, कुछ टर्मिनोलॉजीज की मैं बात कर दूंगा क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ ये अभी मेंटेनेंस फोक्स भी बैठे हुए, रिलायबिलिटी की मैंने लास्ट टाइम भी बात की थी. आई रिपीटेडली कीप दोस थिंग्स till it become a part of our livings. Maintenance, ensuring physical assets are continue what operation wants them to do. I mean, asset is there and we really want to utilize that asset to make a product. At the end of the day, the asset is intended to make a product. And that asset, if it is doing its function, then it's healthy, and it's measured as MTTR, which is called mean time to repair. If we are taking too long to fix things, then we need to go back and look at our maintenance organization. Reliability. Reliability is an ability of a system or a component to perform its required function, its intended function for a specific period of time. Again, मेरी गुजारिश यही है कि nothing is reliable forever. Everything has got its life cycle. Life cycle is important to understand, and it's usually measured. It's a mean time between failures, MTBF, because if you have a reliability initiative, then you really want to make sure you are delivering the results in terms of mean time between failures, because less number of failures mean less cost to the company. Reliability-centered maintenance, IRCM, stands for a process. Again, it's to determine the maintenance requirement, optimal maintenance requirement for any physical asset. What should be the frequency and what is the procedure used to maintain that asset? This is my always favorite curve I would like to share with the people. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Nothing is designed forever, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is designed forever. कोई भी चीज हर ताहियात तक नहीं डिजाइन की जाती. Everything has got a life cycle. अब यहाँ पे आप देखिए कि it's this time, and then we have got a probability of failures. So failure starts here somehow, and then there's a potential failure. And I always say one more thing: detectable failure. Equipment failures is detectable. Now you have got vibration tools, you have got vibration analysis, ultrasonic, you have got global analysis, you have got all kind of predictive maintenance tool which will detect a defect. Now, this will allow you to plan your work. Your equipment hasn't failed, but you really want to make sure that equipment is having a planned repair. आप देखिए कि आप अपनी गाड़ी की is your asset. You don't want to see a breakdown on the road waiting for someone to come and fix your car. You really want to detect a defect and then take the car to the garage and get it fixed before it gets breakdown on the road, especially if you're traveling with your family. Now, the point here is to make sure that we have enough data collected on those assets through our CMMS system, ERP system, or whatever system you are using it, which will allow you to find out that potential failure, defect, and then that potential failure will convert it to a functional failures. Functional failure की मैं example ऐसे देता हूँ. You have got a pump which is let's say designed to pump 1000 GPM of liquid. Suddenly it was declining its performance, and today it's pumping only 700 GPM, while its design capacity is to pump 1000 GPM. So it is functionally failed because it's not doing its function. However, the equipment hasn't broke down. Equipment completely broke down new. The old definition of failure is when the equipment is completely break down. Now, today's definition of failure is when it has stopped doing its function failures. Somebody has reported the pump is not pumping 1000 GPM while it's designed to do that function. So that is a functional failure. So you really do to have a P and F interval between potential failure and a functional failure. This interval will go back, and this data will help you to adjust your intervals on your predictive maintenance, on your preventive maintenance, whatever you're doing it. And the whole essence, जो तमाम गुफ्तगू का लुब्बे लुबाब ये है कि आपको ये पता लग जाए कि what is the right time of maintaining these assets and what is the next interval which will help you to determine that maintenance. Example is a time based. आप अपनी गाड़ी का तेल चेंज करवाते हैं, let's say after 4000 किलोमीटर या 3000 किलोमीटर, जो भी आपका ऑयल की स्पेसिफिकेशंस है. So you really want to have a time-based maintenance. Condition-based maintenance की मैं example हमेशा ही देता हूँ. For example, आपके tires हैं. So you really want to look at the condition of the tires, trying to make sure you do not have bad tires, which will lead you to an accident. And third part is run to fail. We'll talk a little bit more in the next slide. Is basically is to ensure that what is the risk associated with that run to fail strategy, and how are you going to mitigate that? आप उसके लिए तैयार कैसे हैं, उस risk को या उस consequences को आप कैसे face करते हैं? Little bit more definition between MTTR, MTBR, and these are the common thing in the asset management or the maintenance reliability field. जहाँ पे हम बात करते हैं mean time between failures and mean time to repair. And ये आप देख लें कि mean time between failures will tell you how reliable your assets are, and mean time to repair will tell you how good you are in maintaining your assets. If mean time to repair is high, it means your maintainability has an issue, and it can have different reasons. You may have spare part issues, you may have manpower issues, you may have other issues, which is increasing the mean time to repair. And then you also address the MTBF. In the asset management system in the company where I have worked in, we have two systems introduced called Total Plant Reliability Management System, and which was part of focus only on the maintenance reliability of the assets. And so we talked about reactive maintenance, run to fail, problems are reported, something has broken, we need to go and fix it. I always said one thing, it's a firefighter culture. We need to be fire marshals rather than fire fighters. And I'll give you some examples on why we are having this reactive maintenance culture. Then the second strategy is proactive maintenance. We talked about time-based approach or calendar meter.